Good day for the beach. No building.
I just get so much inspiration that like it's coming in.
Every day is different and the light's different, you know? Where we're actually is on the beach at Sea Mill, which is part of West Kilbride. West Kilbride sits up on the hillside behind us. Sea Mill runs from Adrusson. And Adrusson you have the harbour where the ferry goes to Arran behind us here, so we're actually on the Firth of Clyde, west of Glasgow, which is about 30 miles away in that direction. So people would ask me, what, just like you're doing, so what's all this about, Mr. Borland? And I say, well, I'm promoting the fact that we have to always look after where we put our trash and possibly collect it, but also promoting the Scarecrow Festival. And it's just, it's became addictive. And now I think I've made 62 different ones to date. People say, oh, these are sculptures, and I say, well, no, they're all a lot of trash. But the thing about it is the elements decide when they stay and when they go. And the good thing about the materials is it still keeps coming back. So I get to rebuild things. So what I do is I walk here. Some days I just come and do what I call a stashing exercise. So what I'll do is I'll find stuff like this. I know there's certain areas where more stuff will come. So what I do is I just leave. I'll create a little stash, walk along. So I build every X number of metres, little areas, but I'm collecting rubbish as I go, of course. And the other thing I started doing was building plastic bags into the rocks so that people could deposit stuff there. But see, I even get favourite timber. This one here this is one of my. This shows you what happens. How, you know, look, the sea comes in. This was quite a big one called Usain, after Usain Bolt, and Usain Bolt was here for about 6 months, and he was quite high. He was about this height, made of things like this, and then we had a high storm, wind and tide that came back, and this is what was left of Usain Bolt. And this is one of my favourite building spots. You know, I don't use any tools as such, so I have to find good places where you can anchor them in. Serpents are good because you know, into mythology, it's yeah, you find nice big boughs, you know, tree boughs, or just to get that lovely shape. The one I'm infamous for is my dragon rider, which took me about 3 days to get one big timber bough, and I must have tried it about 10 different positions to look right, to give me a form that looked like a serpent coming out of the rocks. Look, you see? That's sculpture in itself. So sometimes it's just a matter of actually putting it up somewhere and getting it to sit, and you've already got your Loch Ness Monster serpent. But this one I've used God knows many times because it's beautiful. Look at it, look at that, look at that. It's almost a daily ritual, like walking the dog. You know, coming down. Sometimes they're just lying at an angle. People meet me in the village and say, oh, Lonesome Larry's been blown down again. You know, so people even start to get to know their names. I give them all names. Basically, you know, we are all beachcombers. I think people would see it more as beachcombing as such, but yeah, people build things. There's one in particular, well, I can't remember his name, but in Sweden, who's actually set up a whole kingdom, declared independence, on a national park on the coastline, and he builds big architectural structures, right? Whereas I just make my crows. Some people say, yeah, they like my pop-up ones. You know, I'm just inspired by the timber and stuff I find. But there's people all over the place. There's a huge community of people who just love the beach and the fact it's such a lovely environment to work. I mean, this is my studio. You know, I come here and say to people, I'm going to work. I'm coming to my studio because here I can think, and I meet a lot of so nice people, especially people walking their dogs. Stick in a ball. Oh, yeah. That's it. Now I'm the playmate.
Oh, that's it. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. This branch, I must have used about 10 different crows, right? And I had it slung over my shoulder. and someone likened me to a certain person. So I was walking along like this, and they said, what, they're going to crucify you for making crows. What I like to do is get them up quite high, and when the light's starting to go and you get the sunsets here, is to photograph them in silhouette. This one here has been here almost since I came. It must be about a year and a half ago, and it was part of another bigger one called Cry Freedom, and I need to rebuild it because it was a really nice one. It had a white Buddhist type, and I was making a political statement. But this is what it is. It's, you know, you just find it, and bits and pieces, you just look into things. You know, feathers, lovely bit of glass. Look at that, isn't it? So this was the other rule, and never to go far to find the material, and then you just build it up. Simplest thing. Find how they interlock and build up your structure, and it falls apart. But the idea, you know, of the head, that's someone else. I have had complaints that some of them are too scary. You know, especially the one that's, you know, Usain Bolt that scared the horse. So I got a bit of a talking to for that one. But you get the birds. You like chasing birds. My public have now become demanding of me that I'm having to build to certain size, certain directions, and certain themes. That one from the front is like a head. You know, it's two lobster pots. But this was just the idea. I did it very of a head. You know, with the jaw and the sort of moustache and the sort of mad crown. I like doing dragon riders. That's, if you like, is my trademark. So people must have done about 4 or 5 different you know, sort of dragon riders. So, you know, you just find the form in it. And this one originally though was way up here and it toppled. So he's missing his flag, his lance. Right, and if I can find where it went, we can give him back his lance. Let's give it some colour. I just really like building up, weaving the sticks, and then like I say, I normally photograph them in silhouette. But I would speak to someone on the beach, said, "Oh, that's a lovely harp that you've made." Yeah. And so, God, it does look like a. So I'm quite happy when my, well, actually I say my supporters, my fans, actually name them on my behalf. Sometimes it's funny. I feel like, you know, Local Hero is one of my favourite movies, and Ben, who is played by Philip Mackay, lives on the beach on an upturned boat, and I'd love to do that. I think that is just a true freedom. I know it's only a movie, but the idea just appeals, and that probably will shipwreck people. That's how if you were shipwrecked, and of course.